Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Juan. I am just one reader and I really wanted to make a video. I was just feeling that kind of need to make a video, but I haven't finished the book that I am currently reading, which is Stoner by John Williams, which is going really well. It's an amazing book, but I can't really talk about it because I'm not through with it. So instead, I'm gonna make a tag, and this is great timing because this morning I was tagged by the lovely, wonderful, and soothing Chris from the wonderful channel Chris Bookish Cauldron. He tagged me in this BookTube Community Tag, which is a tag that I have been watching. I've been seeing this in my feed quite a lot recently, and I just hadn't really done it before because I don't feel like I have anything new or anything really all that different to say. So maybe I will repeat some things that people have said before me, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So question number one, how long have you been watching BookTube? I think it's safe to say that I've been watching BookTube or BookTube related videos for at least 6-7 years. I think I've been watching BookTube since before I knew that I was watching BookTube. I watched a lot of book reviews. I didn't know that this was a thing. I never realized this was a community or a group thing or a network of people who did this. I just kind of saw some random book reviews. But yeah, I've been watching this sort of thing for quite a long time. Question number two is, of course, how long have you been a booktuber? And fun fact, I used to have another channel before this channel, Just One Reader. I had a channel about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It was a horrible, horrible channel. It was awful. It was really lousy. I mean, if my production value right now is reduced to my background, back then, it was even worse than that. It was lousy, lousy, lousy with a capital L. And that channel was called Reader in the Shadow or The Writer in the Shadow or something like that. Don't even bother looking it up. It's not longer a thing, but yeah. And then I destroyed that channel, got rid of it, and I started this channel, Just One Reader, about 4 years ago, I think. 3 years ago. I don't even know. Is this 2018 or 2028? I have no idea. I think 3 years. Anyway, question number three. How many countries do you have on your subscriber list? Oh my God, I have no idea. I mean, I know that there's an option for your analytics and stuff. So let's check that out. I really don't know how you can look this up. I don't know. Honestly, I can barely make videos, so I don't even know how to look this kind of stuff up. But I will say that most people who comment on my videos are mainly from the US, from some people from Canada, I think, people from the United Kingdom, people from Latin America as well, because I am a Latin American booktuber. I'm just dancing salsa or merengue or something. I am your Latin booktuber who speaks English, but yeah. And so yeah, I have some, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God. Man. You know, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well just do it well. Carnaval del Barrio. If you haven't listened to the show, the Broadway cast album In the Heights, please go ahead and do that. It's wonderful. But yeah, Latin America as well. And then the other part of this question is, how many countries do you subscribe to? How many countries, booktubers do you subscribe to? Oh man, I watch people from the UK, the US, people from Canada, people from some European countries. I'm honestly, I don't know for sure, and I'm not going to look it up because I don't know how to. I also subscribe to some Latin American booktubers, people from Spain, the lovely Maria from Spain. Yeah, a lot of Spanish people, because I do read some things in Spanish here and there. Okay, next question is question number 4. Describe, how do you handle your comment section? Do you have regular conversations with certain people? In regards to the comments section, I try to answer everything that I get in the comments as quickly as I can, because if I don't, I will just forget about it. And I am a very busy person. I'm really busy. I have a lot of things on my plate. And so if I don't answer pretty much at the time that I receive the comment and I can read the comment, if I don't do it then I might as well just forget about it. And then, you know, from time and time again, I will come back to a certain video that I know has received a lot of comments, or a decent amount of comments. It's not like I receive a lot of comments, but I will go back to those videos that have received more comments than the other videos that I make, and I will answer to all the comments. And then, do I have regular conversations with certain people? Yeah, most of my the people who comment on my videos are pretty frequent commenters, comment people. So I apologize for this video. I am not making a lot of sense right now. So yeah, a lot of them are frequent commenters, and so I usually have some conversations with some of them. Then question number 5 is, do you interact with booktubers on other social media or other than YouTube? And if yes, which ones? Sometimes Goodreads, but I'm honestly not on Goodreads as much. I pretty much just go on Goodreads just to update what I'm reading and what I have finished reading, and look things up, but I don't really use it as a social media platform. And I guess on Instagram, I have some conversations with people on Instagram. Sometimes I would comment on, you know, certain pictures and stuff like that. And same for me, I sometimes, very occasionally, post things on Instagram. And yeah, sometimes people comment in there as well. Question number 6. Do you rely on some booktubers for recommendations? I don't like the word rely, because that means dependency. That means that you depend on whether this person has a positive or a negative opinion of a book, and you depend on that. And I don't feel like I have that. I have some booktubers that I will pretty much follow to the pits of mortar. Certain booktubers that I know have a very similar taste to mine. However, there have been times in which I've had my differences with those booktubers. I mean, I could mention a lot of examples here, just to give one. Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings is one that I pretty much always follow her recommendations, because she's just wonderful in her taste and very similar. But we've had some differences. For example, A Little Life, which I loved and she did not. There's many booktubers that I could list here. Acacia from Acacia Ives, whom I really love and trust, and I really value her opinion. I remember that one of her favorite books of a certain year was The Clay Girl by Heather Tucker, and so I immediately went and bought it, and it was my least favorite book of the year. So that's really funny how someone with very or pretty similar taste to yours can have a book that they absolutely adore, and I absolutely hated that. So I don't rely on people anymore, but I do listen very intently and very strongly. Question number 7, do you interact with other booktubers on email? No. Question number 8, which tag videos do you mix? No, with tag videos, do you mix it up, or do you tend to tag the same people? I am not very original, and I cannot be bothered, you know, trying to look people up. So I pretty much end up tagging the same people. I know it's horrible, but that's just the way that this crazy little mind here works. Question number 9, have you ever mailed books to another booktuber? No, I never have because I live in Mexico and I just figure that it's gonna be a hassle and it's gonna be a lot of trouble, and so I never have mailed a book to someone else. Question number 9, have you ever mailed... Question number 10, have you ever received books in the mail from another booktuber? Oh man, I need to show this to you. Hold on a second. So, okay, this is actually really exciting. This is the only thing that I've ever received in the mail that is from another person out of the country and that is related to book and booktube, to books and booktube. This was one of the best things that I've ever gotten, one of the best things that I've ever been gifted. This is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in, of course, the, I think it's Arabic version. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just a very special thing that I own. I have it on display on my big Harry Potter museum wall up there, upstairs. And yeah, it's just a very prized possession. And this was gifted to me by the one and only, the wonderful Mehdat Sadoun, whose name I probably just completely butchered, but I'm sorry. So anyway, Mehdat Sadoun is a person. He's not a booktuber per se because he doesn't make videos, but he is a very regular person who comments on my videos on Instagram. I've had long conversations with him and he got me this, and he also got me a movie, and yeah, this is just wonderful. So thank you again. I don't think I've ever shown this in a video, and shame on me because this is just lovely. Then, moving on, question number 11. Have you ever visited or been visited by another booktuber? This is something that I really envy from people, and this is pretty much the same answer that Chris himself gave for this question. I really envy people from the US or the UK or certain countries who can get together. I just feel like that is not really an option for me, because in order for me to meet another booktuber that I know, I would have to travel internationally. I would have to go to, you know, like a convention or a book-related event or something. That's kind of a big issue with me because I am Mexican and I am a booktuber who speaks English and who reads pretty exclusively in English. I mean, I know that there's a lot of booktubers in Mexico, but they tend to read stuff in Spanish, and they have conventions and gatherings and stuff, but it's just not the type of booktuber that I am, because I tend to read stuff that is A, in English, and B, more towards literary fiction, not YA. So the Mexican booktubers that I know of are younger, not just in age, because I am pretty young, but I mean in terms of what they read. They tend to read more young adult and stuff like that, and it's just another side of BookTube. And so yeah, I've never visited anyone, but if you watching, for some reason, if you're ever in Mexico, please let me know. Do not miss your chance. I can drive you around. We will take care of that. We will make a tour. I can show you the best bookshops in the city. And if you've never visited Mexico City, shame on you. It's like New York, not as cool, not as pretty, but it's just a sprawling, huge metropolis, and it's one of the big capitals of the world for a reason. So come and visit, and we can remedy this question. Okay, finally, question number 12. Do you do buddy reads? And if you do, is it always with the same people? Are they booktubers, etc., etc.? I've only done one very informal buddy read with Nathan James. We read the Mistborn trilogy, the first book in the trilogy, The Final Empire, which is the worst book I've read in a long time. It was absolute garbage, and Nathan and we just had the best time destroying that book and tearing it apart, but it was very informal. And then right now we are doing a buddy read with Steve Donahue. He made this this group, and we are reading Brewster's Millions, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I am not participating as much as I would like to because I am not being able to read everything that I should be reading. So I'm still catching up, but I love buddy reads. I prefer buddy reads that are more informal and that are not as well organized and as well structured, because sometimes I cannot follow the reading, the required reading for every day. But yeah, those are the only body read experiences that I've had. And then the final question is to tag some people. I honestly don't know. I would tag Sean the Book Maniac, but I'm pretty sure he has been tagged, or he has actually done this tag already. I don't know who has done this tag, so I'm just gonna throw an open tag. If you want it, do it. If you want this tag, go ahead and catch it and you're tagged. So yeah, that was the BookTube community tag. Thanks for watching.